Some faces linger in memory for a moment, then fade into the background. And then there are those rare figures whose presence feels almost permanent, a quiet truth that resonates no matter the spotlight. This is the kind of presence Keanu Reeves embodies. Known as much for his kindness as his craft, he has navigated the glitzy, often ruthless world of Hollywood without losing his humility. While fame has sought him, he has never pursued it for its own sake. His life has been shaped by loss, displacement, and personal struggle, yet he remains gentle, private, and profoundly human. Reeves demonstrates that resilience is not about building walls, but about enduring hardship while choosing empathy. His journey is less a biography of success than a testament to endurance, compassion, and the courage it takes to remain good in a world that rewards spectacle over sincerity. A childhood of displacement born into storms, Keanu Reeves entered the world in Beirut, Lebanon, a city marked by instability, turmoil, and impermanence. His name, meaning a cool mountain breeze, and suggested calm, yet calm was rarely part of his early life. From infancy, he experienced the fracturing effects of family dissolution. His parents' marriage was already crumbling at the time of his birth, and by age 2, his father had disappeared entirely. His mother remarried several times, each marriage ending in separation, leaving young Keanu with stepfathers who never stayed long enough to become anchors. This constant upheaval shaped his understanding of home as fragile and temporary. Amid the chaos, his younger sister emerged as his only steady companion, the one connection that offered consistency. Early experiences of displacement instilled a deep sense of impermanence, yet they also nurtured his capacity for empathy and self-reliance, qualities that would carry him through the instability of adolescence and beyond, forming the foundation for the man the world would come to admire. The pain of belonging, school, dyslexia, and rejection. School offered little solace for Reeves, becoming instead a stage for repeated misunderstandings and subtle cruelty. Over 5 years, he attended 4 different high schools, each one emphasizing his sense of not belonging. Struggling with dyslexia, reading and writing became constant battles, while teachers frequently misinterpreted his curiosity as defiance. When he questioned lessons or authority, punishment followed, and one principal even expelled him, not for misbehavior, but because his relentless search for understanding was seen as trouble. His intelligence, rather than celebrated, was often misunderstood. Amid these challenges, Reeves discovered a rare refuge, the ice rink. There he could assert control over his world, finding structure, focus, and discipline as a goalkeeper. This environment allowed him to temporarily escape the instability of home and the misunderstanding of school, providing a sense of mastery and identity that was elusive elsewhere. It was the first place he felt capable of holding chaos at bay, the rink that became a refuge, dreams shattered at 15. The ice rink became more than a refuge. It was a place where Reeves could dream of a future. He envisioned a career in professional hockey, aspiring to play in the Ontario Hockey League and represent Canada in the Olympics. The rink gave him purpose and stability, offering a concrete identity in a life otherwise defined by impermanence. But at 15, tragedy struck in a sudden, brutal form. A severe injury ended his hockey aspirations abruptly. The sanctuary of the rink transformed into a reminder of life's fragility, the cruel truth that even the things we cherish most can vanish without warning. Yet this loss did not break him. Instead, it redirected his energy toward new avenues, forcing him to confront resilience in a deeply personal way. Reeves learned that survival isn't about avoiding grief or disappointment. It's about enduring them, transforming pain into motivation, and continuing to move forward despite life's unpredictability. The turning point, discovering the stage. After his hockey career ended, Reeves discovered the world of performance, which became a new refuge. Acting offered a way to give form to his inner struggles, to express grief and human complexity through character rather than confrontation. The transition was far from smooth. Dyslexia made scripts difficult, each page a new challenge demanding patience and focus. Yet the cameras demanded only authenticity, allowing him to channel his emotions truthfully. Leaving school to pursue acting, meant stepping into uncertainty with nothing but a battered car, a suitcase, and a name many could not pronounce. Early Los Angeles days were marked by financial struggles, small apartments, odd jobs, and frequent rejection. But Reeves continued moving forward, not fueled by confidence, but by necessity. The alternative was to disappear, fade into obscurity, or surrender to a life untested. In acting, he found both survival and self-expression. The early career, from small roles to depth. Reeves's entry into Hollywood was humble. He accepted minor television roles, commercials, and children's programming simply to stay afloat. Even in a simple Coca-Cola ad, his determination was evident, a young actor proving he belonged to himself and the industry. His breakthrough came with River's Edge, a film that revealed a depth and vulnerability rarely recognized in his early career. Critics began to notice a compelling authenticity in his performances, a sense that grief and emotion were not acted but lived. This project connected him with River Phoenix, forming a bond rooted in shared understanding of loss and isolation. For the first time, Reeves felt an authentic sense of belonging, not as a star, but as an artist. Yet Hollywood remained hesitant to categorize him accurately, struggling with the tension between his emerging depth and the superficial labels often imposed on newcomers, a recurring challenge he would navigate throughout his career. The trap of typecasting. The burden of being too light. Mainstream recognition arrived with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, catapulting Reeves into cultural icon status. Yet the success was double-edged. Hollywood labeled him too light, too whimsical, too comedic for the serious roles he craved. Reeves had hoped to embrace lighter work, but the industry's judgment became confining, a persistent box that resisted opening. This echoed his early years, where being misunderstood was a constant, from teachers punishing curiosity to life punishing hope. Even as fame expanded, Reeves had to survive. In an environment that resisted seeing the full spectrum of his abilities, the challenge was not only artistic but existential, to retain integrity and self-respect while navigating a world eager to simplify his identity. His persistence during this era demonstrated early signs of the endurance and humility that would define his later career. The 1990s, rising, falling, and the power of integrity. The 1990s were a period of visibility and moral testing. Films like Point Break revealed Reeves's ability to imbue action roles with emotional complexity, carrying the weight of loss beneath adrenaline-fueled performances. Speed made him a household name, yet even at the height of mainstream success, he refused shortcuts. Turning down a lucrative sequel was not a misstep, it was a decision grounded in principle. Hollywood's response was swift, replete with criticism and labels, but Reeves did not complain or compromise. He continued to work, allowing his talent and integrity to speak for themselves. In this period, the contrast between personal values and public expectation became evident. For Reeves' choices demonstrated that endurance and ethical consistency could exist alongside fame, that one could succeed without sacrificing personal standards or exploiting tragedy for attention. The return to depth. My Own, Private Idaho, and Bond with River Phoenix. Mid-1990s criticism challenged Reeves' staying power. Films like Johnny Mnemonic and Chain Reaction drew negative attention, prompting questions about his depth beyond appearances. Yet opportunity arrived with My Own Private Idaho, a role that allowed him to expose his vulnerabilities fully, to inhabit a character shaped by fragility and longing. Working with River Phoenix, Reeves found a bond that resembled family, chaotic yet tender, mirroring his own fractured past. Phoenix's untimely death would later remind him that grief never leaves. It merely evolves. Reeves's experiences during this period deepened his empathy and informed the emotional richness of his craft. His work was no longer about survival alone. It became about transformation, about using personal pain to inform artistry, and about honoring the fleeting connections that provide meaning in an often unpredictable world. The revolution of the Matrix. Pain, sacrifice, and transformation. The 1999 release of The Matrix marked a turning point in Reeves' career. Preparing for the role of Neo demanded physical and emotional extremity. Martial arts training, wire work, and intense choreography pushed his body to the brink. A neck injury added to the challenge, yet he endured, refusing to let pain compromise his performance. On screen, he became a figure of transcendence, bending reality. Off-screen, he bent his body through sheer perseverance. Critics still debated his emotive range, yet Reeves persisted, using labels as fuel rather than obstacles. The film's success transformed not only his career, but also the audience's perception of what he could achieve. Each role became a testament to resilience, to the philosophy that true greatness is not in avoiding hardship, but in standing firm, bearing personal cost, and allowing authenticity to define achievement rather than image. The resurrection of John Wick, reinvention through endurance. In 2014, Reeves redefined his career with John Wick. Unlike many actors whose fame fades, he reinvented himself, embracing a role defined by grief, discipline, and relentless endurance. Preparation was punishing. Long hours of combat training, target practice, and choreography tested his physical limits. Every joint and tendon bore the strain, yet he persisted, embodying the principle that endurance is not about invincibility, but about showing up fully despite suffering. By John Wick, Chapter 4, Reeves had not only revived his career, but elevated it to a mythic level, merging physical sacrifice with narrative intensity. His transformation reflected more than skill. It embodied a philosophy that personal integrity, discipline, and quiet resilience can create legends, not the pursuit of fame or superficial spectacle. His performance became a living testament to human perseverance, the man who endures and still chooses kindness. Even amid fame, Reeves's life remains marked by quiet grief, personal loss, and humility. Romantic relationships have been private and understated, far from Hollywood tabloid narratives. The enduring story of Reeves is not one of unbroken success, but of resilience in the face of repeated challenges. He demonstrates that goodness is a choice, that empathy and compassion can survive even under relentless pressure. His life offers a blueprint for endurance, carrying grief without weaponizing it, facing loss without bitterness, and moving forward without losing gentleness. Reeves is rare because he embodies a principle often forgotten, that the measure of strength is not in domination or spectacle, but in quietly persisting while remaining human, ethical, and kind, even when the world encourages hardness and cynicism. Conclusion: a quiet legend. Keanu Reeves's story is a chronicle of survival, empathy, and quiet greatness. From displacement and dyslexia to physical injury and personal loss, he has endured hardships most could not survive without losing themselves. Yet through it all, he remains grounded, kind, and human. His life demonstrates that the deepest strength lies in resilience, coupled with compassion, in refusing to let suffering harden the heart. Reeves is a reminder that true fame is not measured by tabloids or box office numbers, but by the grace with which one navigates life's trials. His legend is quiet, persistent, and enduring, a testament to the idea that goodness and endurance are not contradictions, but the ultimate triumphs of the human spirit.